Hey everybody, Brett here in the Torque Gym, and the Torque Gym is open right now here in Tulsa, and also our gym in Laredo are also open. We're doing some things around here to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. We're cleaning our equipment 2 or 3 times per day. We've limited both of our gyms to employees only, so outside guests are no longer able to use our facilities now, just to help limit the spread. I know in Tulsa we've actually, just today, we shut down some of our equipment so we can space more people apart, so they're staying that 6 feet away distance. So we're doing a lot of precautions in that area. I know a lot of our office employees now are working from home, which is a nice benefit and helpful for them. Our drivers, of course, on the road, they're kind of self-quarantined in their trucks, I guess, which is good. But today I want to talk a little bit about a workout you can do at home or in your truck. It's fairly simple. It's a total body workout. You can do this 2 or 3 times per week along with your regular going out for a walk or a jog, which is also a great thing to do. So the last thing you want to do during a quarantine period or during a pandemic is let your health go to waste. So you've got to definitely take care of yourself so we can all come out of this a lot stronger and healthier. So I put together a real brief workout today that I'm going to demonstrate some of the exercises for. It's 4 rounds, 4 exercises, fairly basic stuff. But I want to go over just some of the basic technique and maybe some of the things you might be missing when you think of a sit-up or a push-up or a bent over row. Air squats are a pretty common exercise we see a lot of mistakes in the fitness world. So I thought I would demonstrate those, and also how you can incorporate resistance bands into those workouts. And if you don't know, Tracy in our company store actually sells resistance bands now. It's fairly a new item for her. The bands that she sells are extremely hard to get a hold of right now, even on Amazon. So she does have 2 sets left. We've sold quite a few of them this week. So I think we're going to put the link to the company store in this video, and also Tracy's direct line, so you can call her up and she'll ship those directly to your house as long as we have them in stock. And then when she runs out, she's going to order more, and when we get them in, we can send those out to you. So I thought I'd do some of these basic exercises, show you how to incorporate them, and maybe a couple extras just for fun. But there's a lot of stuff you can do. Now, if you're seeing this on one of our fleet pages, and you're not on the Milton Torque group page, search Milton Torqued in the Facebook and ask to join that group. It's for drivers and office employees only, but that's a great group to get into. I post workouts every Friday generally that are road friendly, home friendly, and also this week I posted 4 or 5 workouts because everybody's quarantined. So some workouts a lot of folks can do at home just to give you more tools that may help. So thought we'd start off with push-ups. So I've got 10 push-ups, 15 sit-ups or crunch, 10 bent over rows, and 15 air squats. So you're working chest, shoulders, triceps, back, legs, biceps. You're hitting everything, which is kind of cool. So we'll start with push-ups. Go to my mat here. My clean mat, I sanitized it this morning, so you don't have to have a mat, but I'm trying to look official here. So a push-up can be done a couple of different ways. So ideally, you want to do it up on your toes. Now, if you can't do it on your toes, maybe you're not strong enough yet to get there, you can do it on your knees. So if you're going to do it on your toes, push-up, the most common thing I see done wrong on a push-up are limited range of motion. So this right here is not a push-up. A good push-up is coming all the way down, almost touching your chest, and then pressing up the full lockout. And it is okay to lock out the joints on an exercise as long as you're not popping them out. So a good push-up is all the way down, all the way up. Another way you can ensure that you're doing this is go all the way down and do a hand release and then come back up. So that's just called a hand release push-up, and we do them a lot in torque. So that's a good push-up on your toes. Now if you need to do it on your knees, you want to make sure on this, you see this done a lot too, where people get on their knees and they're just doing this. You want to try to put as much of your upper body weight on top of your shoulders as you can to get that resistance through your chest and your arms. So I'm going to lean forward a little bit, make sure all my upper body weight is right over in between so I'm kind of centering my weight right between my hands and coming all the way down. Same concept, coming all the way down low and back up. You can also do this with your toes elevated up on a block if you want to make it more intense, or you can grab a set of bands. So these are the bands that Tracy sells in the company store. There's 4 bands, varying in resistance, going from fairly light to nasty, nasty heavy. So for the guys out there that think bands are kind of wimpy, they're not wimpy. They can tear you up. So for this, I'm going to grab this medium to light band because I'm a wimp, and we're going to go strap the band over my back, and I'm going to grab the band where I get some resistance on it, And my push-up now gives me a little bit more resistance. So that's a way you can incorporate your bands into your push-up. The next exercise we got is a sit-up or a crunch. So a sit-up or a crunch, I'll start with a sit-up. So a full sit-up, knees bent. Ideally you want to keep your arms up high so you've got some extra resistance. It's okay if you need to start by using some momentum and throwing your hands up and doing your full sit-up. What I like to do when I do sit-ups is come all the way up, touch my toes, touch my hands to the back mat. That way I know I'm going full range. So that's one way you can do a good full range of motion setup. You can also anchor your toes under a set of heavy dumbbells or something, a piece of furniture at your house. A crunch, when you do a crunch, the first thing you want to think about on a crunch is pushing your low back as hard as you can into the floor. Maybe think about somebody you don't like and their head's underneath their low back. So smash their head. It's kind of violent, but smash their head. So your abs are going to contract when you do that. Now keep that low back pressed, hands behind your head, come straight up until you get a contraction, and then come back and your shoulder blades almost touch and you still have contraction, and then come right back up again. So it's keeping that ab, the abdominal girdle contracted really tight. So that's the key to crunch. Also, you don't want to pull your neck down. You want to keep about an apple distance between your chin and your chest. So you're kind of going up toward the sky with your head. So that's a good way to do a crunch. So next one I've got is a bent over row. So bent over row with a pair of dumbbells would look a lot like this. And you can do it a couple different ways. So a bent over row, slight bend in your knees. My back's real flat, almost over-exaggerated flat. What I want to do before I pull these dumbbells up is I want to retract my shoulder blades, which means I'm going to try to pinch my shoulder blades together. That's even before the dumbbells move upward. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, and then I'm going to pull my elbows up, close to my sides, squeeze in between my shoulder blades tight, good full stretch, retract my shoulder blades, crank back up again. You can also do this motion, palms facing behind you, coming out and back up. And the difference is when you go elbows close, you're working a big part of the sides of your back. Bodybuilders call that their barn door part of their back. So you're working the sides. When you go up like this, you're working your rhomboids and your tracts, which are more right below your neck. So girls can kind of think spring dresses, things like that. So you're actually working that upper back. So that's how you would do that. You can actually do it with a pair of bands too. I'll grab the same band. Going to step on it with both feet or one foot, however you need to do it. Cool thing about the bands is you can change your resistance just by where you grip. So if I'm gripping the band down low, I'm going to get pretty good resistance. Exact same motion. Now the cool thing about the bands is as I get up into that contracted position, my resistance is getting harder. So my resistance kind of adapts to the movement, which is nice. So that's one thing I really like about the bands. This is a pretty good band. If I was going to do this exercise, I'd probably apply to the purple, make it a little bit more difficult, where that rep count would be a little bit more of a challenge. What you want to do when you're lifting weights is, if you're doing 10 reps, that 10th rep should be pretty horrible. You should feel pretty good burn, pretty good contraction. Now if you're set to do 10 reps and you're doing 10 pretty easy, you need to go up on your weight. You're not going to overbuild muscle, you're not going to be, a bodybuilder just by going a little bit heavier. That's probably the most common mistake that I've seen in gyms. For the 26 years I've been doing this, people are afraid to lift a little bit heavier. So go heavy as long as you can have good form and technique. So the next one we got is an air squat. Probably the most complicated of all exercises, and it doesn't seem like much, but everybody squats every day, and I won't explain that, but everybody squats every day, but you want to do it correctly. So good squat technique is feet a little bit wider than shoulders width. Point your toes out just a little bit, and then when you squat, you want to keep your chest up high, and I'll show you what I see done wrong a lot first. Most people, when they do a squat incorrectly, the first thing they do is they tilt their hips forward. So this is kind of like a lot of people's idea of a squat, which is great for your low back, but we're trying to get our quads, hamstring, and our booties working, right? And you're really going to activate the only way you're really going to activate your booty and your hamstrings effectively is to get a deep squat. So a deep squat should look, and you can use your hands as a counterbalance, should be deep. My knees aren't going to go past my toes. I'm going to go all the way down while my hips, my butt goes and I back down, I get a little bit of a hip crease, and I come right back up to full lockout. So full lockout meaning I get full hip extension. So I'm going to squat down, up, full hip extension, down, and you should get where you can just rep these out pretty quick with good technique and good form. That's going to raise your heart rate up. So the goal of this kind of workout is to do the 4 rounds, 4 exercises, minimal rest between those sets, so you're going to keep your heart rate up high, and then time yourself. See how fast you can get through the workout with good form, write that time down, and then a couple of days later come back and do the workout again and see if you can match your time or beat your time, still using that good same technique. So the bands that Tracy's selling are all 4 of these bands. She doesn't make a ton of money off of them, so we're not trying to sell this to make money for the company, but she does sell these in the store. They're really kind of hard to get a hold of right now. It's a set of 4 bands. I think they're $40 plus a little bit of tax. So if you want a set of the bands, we'll have the web link to her store online and also her phone number. You can give her a call and order these. These are really great for our drivers. Since your weight limit's kind of definitely limited in your truck, these fairly light, but they do a lot, so you can do a lot with them. For those of you who get a set of bands, I'll be happy to send you, email you, get them to you somehow. Some workouts you can do on the road with that I put together already for bands. I use these all the time in the gym, and these are actually commercial grade bands. These are the same bands that we have in Torque, so these are really good quality bands. So, but if you need something else from me, exercise related, nutrition related, definitely reach out to me. We'll put my email address probably in this video as well. But wash your hands, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, and do all that good stuff. Thanks for joining.